Greetings and salutations. Hope this finds you well. Quick shout out to the two Uber comrades supporting the shout out my content on Patreon. My partner, Thank you, Rosa, and Independent Left News. Definitely check out Independent Left News. Definitely a quick aside, but it's definitely getting a little more chilly, a little more fall-like here in my neck of the woods in the Pacific Northwest. Hence the flannel. Anyways, that's beside the point. Just a quick digression. But we saw this Yahoo News report article that came out about how the CIA, when Trump was in office, this planning was taking place at the highest level to kidnap and find some way to assassinate Julian Assange. Again, he had been in the Ecuadorian embassy seeking asylum there because the US empire can't have anybody out there exposing the crimes of the US empire, hence the US empire's, the national security state's relentless pursuit against Julian Assange, relentless pursuit that again has taken a huge massive toll on Julian Assange, both on his physical and mental health. He is still locked up in the high security Belmarsh prison in the United Kingdom. The Biden administration is still trying to extradite Julian Assange to the United States for the crime of being a fucking journalist. And again, with the clear message that if other people stand up to the US empire, expose the crimes, the dirty secrets, the fucked up things that the US government and these other governments all around the world do, this is the price that you are going to pay. They're trying to make an example of Julian Assange, and he has paid, again, a tremendous price for it. Huge attack on press freedom, probably the most serious one since, Daniel Ellsberg published the Pentagon Papers back in, the late 70s, right? Early 70s. So just look at a little bit of this article from Yahoo. But again, this isn't surprising. We can't, the empire can't be seen, and revealed for what it is. Just this bloodthirsty, just full of psychopaths willing to say or do anything to, protect its interest. So here's a quick video. Let's check it out. Volume here. The fuck? Well, but anyways, that's not working. But so that's the collateral murder video that WikiLeaks released. It's 2010, right? Yeah, it killed 18 people, including, it doesn't matter who, they murdered 18 people. 2 of them just happened to be Reuters journalists. Was that in Afghanistan or Iraq? Yeah, it clearly is murder, as Assange points out. I don't know why the fuck the volume is not working. Let's see. Audio. Okay, yeah, it should be. That's interesting. Why are you not working? Anyways, back to the article. So that's one of the authors of the article there, just doing a little blurb about it. Kidnapping, assassination, and a London shootout inside the CIA's secret war plans against WikiLeaks, one against Assange in particular, right? Because he's kind of the... Hey, fuck off. Go back, you asshole. Computer's going kind of slow. The national security state must not like me talking about this, maybe. Free Julian Assange, pardon Julian Assange. In 2017, as Julian Assange began his fifth year holed up in Ecuador's embassy in London, the CIA plotted to kidnap the WikiLeaks founder, spurring heated debate among Trump admin officials over the legality and practicality of such an operation. Some senior officials inside the CIA and the Trump admin even discussed killing Assange, going so far as to request sketches or options for how to assassinate him. Discussions over kidnapping or killing Assange occurred at the highest levels of the Trump admin, said a former senior counterintelligence official. There seemed to be no boundaries, quote unquote. Conversations were part of an unprecedented CIA, abolish the fucking CIA too, right? Campaign directed against WikiLeaks and its founder. The agency's multi-pronged plans also included extensive spying on WikiLeaks associates, so discord among the group's members and stealing their electronic devices. While Assange had been on the radar of U.S. intelligence agencies for years, these plans for an all-out war against him were sparked by WikiLeaks' ongoing publication of extraordinary sensitive CIA hacking tools known collectively as Vault 7, which the agency ultimately concluded represented the largest data loss in CIA. I mean, again, WikiLeaks has been doing really the Lord's work for so long. It's impressive. I mean, we see the Vault 7 stuff. We saw the collateral murder video at top. They also published documents from the the OICW, right? The organization, OPCW, Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, showing they, fucked up all those reports. They're trying to hide the evidence that showed that no chemical weapons gas attack took place in Douma in Syria, and when in fact those canisters were placed there. So they're just doing just a really fucking great service to humanity, frankly. And Julian Assange and WikiLeaks have continued to pay a extreme price for that, right? And again, with regards to Julian Assange and the U.S. security states, U.S. empire's persecution of him, nothing has changed once Biden got into office. Mike Pompeo, he's such a fucking, just a Weasley little fucking psychopath, right? Pompeo and other top agency leaders were, quote, completely detached from reality because they were so embarrassed about Vault 7, said a former Trump national security official. That guy's a real piece of shit, man. Real fucking piece of shit. CIA's fury at WikiLeaks led Pompeo to publicly describe the group in 2017 as non-state hostile intelligence. Oh my God. Again, none of this is surprising. The CIA throughout its history has been engaged in some of the most fucked up atrocities all over the world. So this is completely on brand for them, planning to kidnap and find different ways to potentially assassinate Julian Assange. Again, none of this is surprising at all. So the Yahoo investigation, they had convos with more than 30 former U.S. officials, 8 of whom described details of the CIA's proposals to abduct Assange. CIA declined to comment. Of course, they're not. Pompeo, of course, yeah. Here's Assange's U.S. lawyer. As an American citizen, I find it absolutely outrageous that our government would be contemplating kidnapping or assassinating somebody without any judicial process simply because he had published truthful info. Barry Pollock, Assange's U.S. Lawyer. I mean, it is outrageous, but it's not surprising at all. All right, this is pretty long, article, but you get the gist of it. These talks when Trump was in office were happening at the highest level. Talks of kidnapping, finding different ways to assassinate Julian Assange. And then, we have Jen Psaki, a reporter, is actually asking her about, press freedom. Okay, you say you're concerned about press freedom, then what about Julian Assange here, you little fucker? So here we go. Emailed you months ago. Reporter fumes at Psaki trying to stonewall her in Assange story she's long pursued. This is from. All right. Okay. Here we go. Is this? Will this work? Why is
the truth is that Hollywood's elite actors can get ripped while adding 12, 15, even 20 pounds of muscle in just a few weeks.
That shit. We want to hear. And that's something that would come out of. We want to hear Psaki's bullshit.
the Department of Defense. I just want to jump around because I promised I would. Okay, let's go to Al Jazeera first.
Yes, thank you. I've been trying to ask this question for months. I appreciate you taking it. It's a freedom of the press question. Members of the administration, you recently speak
freedom of the press.
Journalism to democracy. The president also made a point of saying his presidency was different from his predecessor. So why is President
it's not. The only difference between the Biden administration and the Trump administration, especially with regards to foreign policy, is that Biden is just doing it with liberal messaging. Substantively, nothing has changed. And that's definitely true with Assange.
Biden keeping the Trump-era charges against Julian Assange. Why is he allowing the prosecution from publishing the truth about human rights abuses in Iraq, Afghanistan,
Thank you.
and Guantanamo?
Thank you.
Does the president believe the ongoing detention of Assange is reasonable, even moral?
Cover your nose.
Delivered in the greater good served.
Well, I don't have anything new to say on the on Julian Assange, and I would point you to the Department of Justice.
Like a complete fucking hack, no different than Trump, any of Trump's press secretaries, right? Complete fucking hack, ducking the question, not taking any accountability for the U.S. empire's continued persecution of Julian Assange for the crime of being a fucking journalist.
I would say, though, that we do think of ourselves, and we are approaching this from an entirely different approach of the last.
What? They're approaching it from a completely different approach? You're doing the same fucking thing. Like, what in the fuck? This is your brain on fucking liberalism. Like, what in the fuck are you talking about? You're doing the exact same fucking thing that Trump was. You're trying to extradite Julian Assange to the United States, where he would face life in prison for the crime of exposing the U.S. empire's crimes. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. It's no different.
Last few years as it relates to freedom of the press. And I think
it's no fucking different. Oh my God.
The Department of Justice's actions as it relates to the prosecution of journalists, or how we're going to look at or go after records, something that the Attorney General made an announcement about, the President has spoken to, is very clear evidence of exactly that.
It's clear evidence that nothing has fucking changed, you liberal hack. And people that can't see through that, man, need to really, wean themselves off of fucking CNN and MSNBC, right?
You see this as a freedom of press issue with respect to Assange?
It is.
I have nothing new to speak to on Julian Assange.
This is something that I emailed you about months ago, so there's been time to.
I understand. I understand. I don't have a new comment from here. Go ahead.
What a fucking hack, dude! Kudos to this reporter for trying to put Saki's feet to the fire on this. We need all of these fucking people in the press corps asking questions like that, but of course they won't.
I have one more.
Sure, go ahead.
Go ahead. Thank you. We've talked about the images that the Al Jazeera footage exposed with respect to the forces on the border.
So there you go. Biden's press secretary again trying to run interference, saying there's somehow we're completely different with regards to protecting journalists, freedom of the press, but we're doing the same thing. But we're going to tell you that we're not. At least, maybe under the Trump administration, they're a little bit more honest about their fucking depravity, right? Like Mike Pompeo is just out there, just spouting off complete bullshit, but being more honest about it. You don't have that. You have that liberal veneer of sensibility, and no, we're on your side. We care about the journalists. We care about press freedom. Nothing to say. Justice Department, talk to them. Jesus fucking Christ, man. Jesus fucking Christ. Like the video if you like the damn video. Subscribe for more content. All part of the people. Peace. Much love.